Yeah, what's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Do remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. And yeah, anyway, so we're going to talk about yet another fight that's happening. This is going to be, for me, it might actually be the fight of the weekend. You know what I mean? This is going to be very, very good. And that is Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. And this is going to be for me an impeccable fight because both guys, they just bring it. I mean, there was originally, this is obviously, for those who don't know, this is a change of opponent. We were supposed to be getting Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman. And I, for one, wasn't too keen on that fight. I mean, Keith Thurman's done nothing at the weight at like middleweight, and it was a catch weight, and the belt wasn't on the line, and he hadn't fought in I don't know 2 3 years or whatever the story is. Then he gets injured again, and then here we are. But anyway, this is as a replacement. This is a lot better fight for Tim Tszyu. This is going to be in terms of adjusting to his camp and his training. I mean, this must be crazy because you were training for a guy that's going to be shorter than you in Keith Thurman, a guy that's a mover that dances, moves around the ring, uses sort of pretty quick guy, older individual, guy that trades on his movement and stuff, and outboxing you. And now you're in against a guy that's huge. I mean, Sebastian Fundora is a huge fighter. I think he's like 6'2", and he's a big, tall, skinny fighter. He's like like matchstick kind of legs. Really, really skinny legs, and he's really, really tall, really, really skinny. Is such a huge individual, and you see them lined up together, the face to face, and the videos and the media and stuff they've done together. There's a huge discrepancy in size. Tim Tszyu looks like he belongs around 2 3 weight divisions below this guy. The Fundora is so tall, and that freakishly tall. But the interesting thing with him is that what he does, Fundora, he fights on the inside. He throws his height away. He doesn't use any of the sort of height and reach advantages that he has against opponents. He fights on the front foot. He gets inside. He gets stuck in. He has brawls with people. He has tear ups with people. So he's not one of these tall guys that you've got to sort of worry about trying to find them, trying to track them down, trying to, get on the inside and work away. And, you don't get me wrong, you still have to do some of the same things with him, but he's a guy that he comes looking for you. You don't have to sort of go looking for him. So Tim Tszyu going to have to completely change his tactics here, where, you know, in the Furman fight, he'd have to go looking for Furman. He'd have to cut the ring off and go to work and track Furman down and catch him and hurt him, and that would be what he'd have to do. But he's in against a taller opponent who's a come forward. He's a southpaw. He's a brawler. He likes, and he's always in entertaining fights. So for me, tactically, Fundora, he can kind of do what he does normally, chase down, go straight at Tim Tszyu, but do it intelligently. If I was in his shoes, I'd also use the ring, keep the work nice and long, do be aggressive, be aggressive with straight shots, and Tim Tszyu shouldn't be able to get anywhere near you, but obviously he's probably not going to do that. So this is one of those fights where I think it's based on the habits of Fundora. He's going to have it up close and personal with Tim Tszyu. So this is going to be Tim Tszyu having to, though he's normally aggressive, I think he's got to use some intelligent movement. Don't, of course, not run from Fundora, but, use your counter punching, try to take little steps back and, do your work. and then get out, move off to the side, sort of do some in and out work with Fundora, because Fundora, he likes things up close and personal. He likes you to be there right in front of his face so that he can do his work. So if you're Tszyu, you got to use some pivots, you got to use head movement, and I'd say you don't run, as I just said, but you sort of use pivots. So, once you've done your damage, work in little bursts of punches, throw punches in bunches, work in bursts, and then just step off. Once you've done your work, just try and step off. I'd say for Tszyu, he's got to sort of try and keep that left foot of his on the outside of Fundora's right foot. And as Fundora comes in, you got to try and nail him with that right hand, and nail him with the right hand sort of over the top and also to the body. I think for Tszyu, being that he's dealing with a sort of taller opponent, as I always say, you got to go to the body. You got to work the body of Fundora. Try to, bring his hands down, bring his head down, so that then you can, as you work away at the body, you can bring the uppercuts into play and hit the tall man as you hurt him with the body shots. Bring the shots up, bring the uppercuts up, and have your success there. And for Fundora, he's just got to sort of work on the front foot. Again, throw his combinations as he does. I think he's got to keep that jab in Tszyu's face. So I would say for Fundora, you don't just walk in there against Tszyu. You jab your way in, and I'd say double and triple up your jab. Use a very sharp and snappy jab against Tszyu. And I think for Fundora, he can use that jab to sort of discourage Tszyu from fighting, from trying to fight back. Double, triple up your jab. Use that height and reach, use your straight punch combinations, and then get inside, and then you wail away with your shots to the body and head, wail away with your hooks and your uppercuts. And yeah, for me, strategically, that's what I'd say, really. I think for Tszyu, he's got to use intelligent pressure, intelligent movement, sort of get in, do your damage, pivot off to the side, use that right hand, because the right hand is always the southpaw killer. Is a punch that southpaws don't like. It's a punch that southpaws find to be can be a bit of a kryptonite thing. And also the left hook, you can bring the left hook into play, right hand and left hook around the guard and stuff like that. You can bring those weapons into play. And for me, this is one of those fights where I think it's going to be quite a close one. It's going to be a very tough fight. Whoever wins this, it is going to be a tough fight. And I think for me, I slightly lean towards Tszyu to do this and to win this fight, most probably. I want to say by points is what I'm instinctively thinking, that Tszyu can get his tactics right and win this one on points. But also, I think another good bet is to see Tszyu on via late stoppage. I think Tszyu could also do that if he does enough damage on Fundora. He can get this done by late stoppage, and I think for me, this is a commendable thing for Tszyu to actually take this fight, because it's again it's a radically different style to what he would have been preparing for, for all this time, and to have that change of opponents pretty much at the 11th hour is commendable for Tszyu to sort of take that. So yeah, for me, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a fight where, of the fights we're going to see over the weekend, it's going to be one of the best, if not the best. I just think the styles of both guys are action guys, all action. They like to brawl, they like to have a tear up, they like to have a fight. And for me, that's why I think this is going to be one of the best. I lean towards Tszyu to get the job done here, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.